Hello, I'm Mensa Augustine. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to factorize a given quadratic expression and also solve some quadratic equations to improve your understanding. And if this is the first time that you are learning it, it will help you to understand it. So let's see how we do it. Now, let's take positive 12. You see that for positive 12, we have factors of positive 12, that is pair of numbers that will multiply to give us positive 12. That is, we have positive 1 and 12. We have positive 2 and 6. We have positive 3 and 4. Apart from these numbers, we can also get negative 1 and negative 12. Or negative 1 times negative 12 gives positive 12. We can also get negative 2 times negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 6 will also give us positive 12. And then we can get negative 3 times negative 4. Negative 3 times negative 4 will also give us positive 12. So in terms of quadratic expression, we consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 factors of positive 12. We are interested in the pair of numbers that will multiply to give us positive 12. We don't care whether it is negative or positive. The reason is that if I take the first pair, 1 plus 12 will give me positive 13. If I consider this one, negative 1 plus negative 12 will give me negative 13. If I consider this, 2 plus 6 will give me positive 8. If I consider this, negative 2 plus negative 6 will give me negative 8. Watch this. Negative 2 plus negative 6 means that you have negative 2. So add it to negative 6. Your negative will be 8. Here too, 3 plus 4 will give me 7. Minus 3, add it to your minus 4. So your minus will be 7. That is why we consider each factor or each pair of factor very, very important, because each pair will sum up to a different number. Now, let's look at this one. So, let me write this question. I have 3x squared minus 13x plus 4 as a quadratic expression. So, why are these factors very important? Now, let me add one other equation. 3x squared plus 13x plus 4. This is one other equation. Now, let us enjoy the lesson. To do this one, we need to break the middle term, that is negative 13x. So what we do is that we take this 4 and multiply it by this 3. So we take 4 times 3. That will give us 12. And if I say 12, it is positive 12. If it is negative, add the negative to it. So 4 times 3 is 12, which is positive 12. So we look for pair of factors. So you have to be fast. Pair of factors means two numbers that will multiply to give you 12. So I can think of 3 times 4. Check the first one that we used. 4 times 3 will give you positive 12. But if I add 4 and 3, it will give me 7. So these two factors are out. Take very good care of this. Here, we've multiplied 4 by 3 to get the positive 12. But 4 plus 3 will not give us negative 13. So that one is off. So always check first with the numbers that you used to multiply to get the to get your 12. Now, we look for these pairs. 1 times 12 will give us 12. But 1 plus 12 is positive 13. So it will not work here. Negative 1 times negative 12 will give us positive 12. And negative 1 plus negative 12 will give us negative 13. So we are going to write here 3x squared. Negative 1 means negative x because we have x here. Negative 12 means negative 12x plus 4. Wow. But if we want to do this one, here you will take positive 1 and positive 12 because 3 times 4 will give us positive 12. 1 times 12 will give us positive 12, and 1 plus 12 will give us this 13. So this will be 3x squared plus 1 means plus x because we have x here. Plus 12 means plus 12x plus 4. Wow, that is very simple. So you see that we'll be able to break the middle term here and we'll be able to break the middle term here. It has left with the factorization. Now let us break this one. Let's say that I have 12x squared minus 8x plus 1. How do I break the middle term before we do the factorization? 12 times 1 is positive 12. Then we are looking for pair of factors. Here, 1 times 12 will give us this 12, but 1 plus 12 is 13. 2 times 6 will give us this 12, but 2 plus 6 is 8. So we check the other one. Negative 2 times negative 6 will give us positive 12. Negative 2 added to negative 6 gives us negative 8. So here you write 12x squared minus 2x minus 6x plus 1 to break the middle term. Note, don't take your own numbers. You have to work this number times this number first before you look for the pair of factors that will fit here. Don't go and take, say, minus 5x minus 3x. You see that minus 5x added to minus 3x will give you minus 8 of the x. But minus 5 times minus 3 will not give you the 12 that we had. So you can't take your own pair of factors or numbers there. Now let us factorize. Here, x is common to both this and that. So I'll bring x out. Times, then I'll write 3x squared divided by this x. X will divide this x. So it will remain x. So I'll write 3x. Because this is the same as 3 times x divided by x. So this will cancel one of the x out. So it will remain 3x. Then here I have minus x divided by x, which will give me negative 1. Because the same thing divided by the same thing will give me 1. Then I bring minus 12 and 4. 4 can divide 12, so I bring 4 out. Then here I have minus 12x will divide minus 4. Negative will cancel negative. 4 will divide this 3. So I'll write here 3x. Then this is positive 4 divided by negative 4. Positive negative is negative. 4 divided 4, 1. So here I have, I have 3x minus 1, 3x minus 1. So I'll factorize 3x minus 1 out. And here it will remain x. And here it will remain minus 4. Hence, this part has been factorized. In the same way, this one, let's do the factorization there. This one too, we take x is common, so we take x out. Times here it will remain 3x. Because this x will cancel one of this x. And this x will divide this x, it will be positive 1. And here too 4 is common, but the sign here is positive, so we put positive here. Then we bring 4. 4 can divide 12, 3. Then the x will come. Then 4 will divide the 4 plus 1. So here too we can see that 3x plus 1, 3x plus 1 is common. So we bring 3x plus 1 out. 3x plus 1 out here. Then here will remain x. And this part will remain 4. Hence, this one too has been factorized. Now it has left with what we have here. So let's see. We have 12x squared minus 8x plus 1 and It is 12x squared minus 2x minus 6x plus 1. So you can factorize this one. X can divide this x squared, so I'll bring x out. 2 can divide 12, so I'll bring 2 out. Then this place, it will be 12x squared divided by 2x. 2 will divide this 6. And x will divide this x. And here I have minus 2x divided by 2x. So this will cancel this, and I have negative 1. So you put here minus 1 in a very simple way. Then what sign is here? It's negative. So we put here negative. Now this is 6x and this is positive 1. So 1 can divide 6x, it will remain 6x. 1 can divide 1, it will remain 1. So I'll put this here and bring here minus 1. So here minus is positive. 1 will go and divide this. You still have 6x. Minus will divide positive here, it will be minus. And 1 will divide this 1, still 1. So you see that we have 6x minus 1, 6x minus 1. So you pull 6x minus 1 out times here it will remain 2x and this place will be minus 1. Hence, that one also has been factorized in a very simple way. Wow. So let's see how we factorize more quadratic expressions. So let's see. Now, let me take this one. See, I have 5x squared minus 3x minus 2. How do I factorize this? So here, I'll multiply negative 2 by positive 5 to get negative 10. So this is my negative 10. Negative 2 times 5 gives negative 10. Now you look for pair of factors of negative 10. Now, you see that 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. It is not negative 10. So you can take negative 2 times 5 to get negative 10. We can also take positive 2 times negative 5. Here, 2 is negative. Here, 2 is positive. Okay, let me use the board wisely, because I have all these places there. So let me use the board wisely. This is minus 10. So we take negative 2 times positive 5. Negative 2 times positive 5 will give me negative 10. I can also consider positive 2 and negative 5. Here, negative 2. Here, positive 2. Here, positive 5. Here, negative 5. So take note of that. Then, positive 10 times negative 1. Positive 10 times negative 1 will give me negative 10. And I can have negative 10 and positive 1. Now, you see that if you add this, negative 10 plus 1 will give me negative 9. 10 plus negative 1 will give me positive 9. So you see that all these will give me different answers. And here, 2 plus negative 5 will give me negative 3. Negative 2 plus 5 will give me positive 3. Wow. So you've seen the reason why we change the signs. Negative 2 times 5 will give me the negative 10. But if I add, it won't give me the negative 3. Wow. 2 times negative 5 will give me negative 10. If I add this, it will give me the negative 3. If you are not good at this, please kindly use calculator to add this. In simple terms, 2 plus minus 5 simply means that I have minus 5 and I'm going to add 2 to it. I have minus 5, so take it as I own 5 and I'm going to pay 2. If I pay 2, I will still own 3. And here I own 2 and I'm going to pay 5. So if I go with the 5, I'll pay the 2 and still I'll have 3. Simple as that. So now, in place of minus 3x, I'll write 5x squared. Here I can put here 2 or can put here the minus 5. But once I have 5, let me use the minus 5x then plus 2x minus 2 in a very simple way. So here 5x can divide 5x squared. So I'll put here 5x. Then this is 5x squared divided by 5x. 5 will cancel 5. X will cancel x. I have x. And minus 5x divided by 5x. This will cancel this to give negative 1. Plus 2 can divide 2. So I'll bring 2 out. 2 will divide this 2. So it will remain x. 2 will divide this 2. So it will remain 1. So I have minus 1. So now you see that we have x minus 1, x minus 1. So I'll bring x minus 1 times 5x plus 2 in a very simple way. That is how we factorize. Now, if it were to be equal to 0, then it is no more an expression but an equation. So let's say this is equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, we are multiplying two numbers and the result is 0. It means that one of the numbers is 0. You see that 4 times 0 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. So we are multiplying these two numbers and the result is 0. So we don't know which one is 0. So it may be that x minus 1 is 0. Then x will be equal to positive 1. Or it may be that 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. Then if this happens, I have 5x equals negative 2. X equals negative 2 divided by 5. Wow. If we are to find the truth set, then we put our answer in a curly bracket like this. X is such that x equal to 1 or negative 2 out of 5. So this is the truth set of this equation. But if we are to factorize, when we end here, that's all. If you are to factorize, there will not be any equal to 0, so you just factorize. But if you are to solve, if you write solve, then you solve it for the values of x. And if you are to find the truth set, when you finish, you put your answer in the set form. That is very simple as that. So let us take this one. Let's take this. If I have 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. How do we do this one? This one, we multiply minus 3 by 2 to get negative 6. So we put here negative 6. Now, we look for factors of negative 6 that will add up to negative 5. So you have to be fast. First, check. You see that 2 plus minus 3 is minus 1. It is not minus 5 here. Wow. I own 3 and I have 2. So if I pay, I'll still own 1. So these two factors, 2 and negative 3, are out. These two factors are out. Or this pair of factor is out. Now, let's check other ones. We have negative 1 and positive 6. And we can also have positive 1 and negative 6. Now, negative 1 times 6 will give me negative 6. But negative 1 plus 6 will give me positive 5. But here I have negative 5. And I have 1 plus negative 6. You see that I own 6. So if I pay 1, I'll still own 5. So this pair will help us. Then I write 2x squared. 1 means x. So positive x. Negative 6 means negative 6x minus 3. Wow. So here we can factorize this x out. Times here will be 2x plus 1. There's a minus sign, so I bring minus. This 3 can divide 6, so I'll bring 3 out. Wow. In a very simple way. I hope you are enjoying the lesson. Kindly like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments. So I will take minus 6x divided by minus 3. Minus will cancel minus. 3 will divide 6, 2. So I have here to be 2x. And then I have minus 3 divided by minus 3. Minus will cancel minus. 3 divided by 3 is positive 1. Let's continue. Now, I have 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1. So I'll put here 2x plus 1 times, here will remain x, and here will be minus 3. Now, if it were to be an equation, so let's say solve. If we are to solve this, then if you write this, you equate it to 0. So each step will be equated to 0. But if you are to factorize, you don't equate it to 0. So if this is equal to 0, then either this is 0 or this is 0. So if this is 0, I have 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Then 2x equals positive to this side gives negative 1. So I have x equals negative 1 divided by 2. Or if x minus 3 is 0, then I have x minus 3 equal to 0. X equals positive 3. If we are to find a proof set, then we will do x is such that x equals positive 3 or negative 1 out of 2 in a very simple way. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Can you like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments?